students, welcome to today's session. This is Sweta, your English master teacher at Vedantu. Today we are going to cover a wonderful poem, Wind, from your class 9 CBSE book, and this is a very powerful poem with a very powerful message which we all should inculcate in our lives. So let us have a look at this wonderful poem and what is the poet trying to say and what message is the poem trying to give us all. Before starting with the session, guys, one simple question that I want to ask you. Think about it as and when we proceed with the poem. Think about it, guys. Do let me know in the chat box right away. Have you ever faced any struggle or any challenge or any hurdle in your life? If yes, then how did you, what was the effect of that challenge? Or how did you, if you have overcome that challenge, then how did you do it and what was the result? How did you manage that, right? What was the effect of that challenging situation on your life? And if you haven't yet faced, do you think you're going to face some challenges in your life, some obstacles in your life? If yes, again, what is the effect going to be of what is the effect of that particular challenge in your life going to be on you? Do let me know right now in the chat box and do think about it, do ponder upon it as and when we proceed with the poem, because that has a relevance in this poem as well. Let's see how it is. So this poem is written by Subramaniam Bharati, who is a Tamil poet, right? And he's also social reformer, and he's a polyglot. Okay, he's popularly known as Mahakavi Bharati. Mahakavi meaning great poet, and he was a pioneer of Tamil poetry, and he's one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of all time. So definitely this poem is written in his own native language, and this is translated by A.K. Ramanujan. Okay, he was an Indian poet and a scholar of Indian literature, definitely, who wrote both in English as well as in Kannada. All right, so let's see what the poem has to, this beautiful poem has to tell us all about. So in this session, we are going to complete the entire poem with entire analysis, vocabulary. We are going to talk about the title. We are going to also see the poetic devices along with some important question answers, guys. So stay tuned throughout the end, because this session is going to be uh, very powerful and really helpful to all of you, right? So yes, let us start without further ado. In the first stanza, what is the poet saying? He's talking to the wind. So here, wind has been personified. He's asking the wind to come softly, right? So he's saying the wind should not be very hard, very harsh, very strong. It should be very soft and subtle. All of us like soft breeze, right? We all like breeze gently blowing. But do we like strong wind? We are afraid whenever wind roars, right? So definitely that is what the poet is saying. The poet is pleading the wind to come softly. Why? He says that wind is powerful and it is very destructive. So when it becomes powerful and destructive, it breaks the shutters of windows, it scatters all the papers that maybe you have arranged, right? So that is the power of wind, right? It's very powerful. So how many of you like powerful wind? Do tell me in the chat box right now, and why. If you like, why. If you don't like, why. Okay, so moving ahead, when wind is very powerful, what is the effect? What happens? All the books which are kept on the shelf, they all fall down. So here the poet is definitely talking about the power of wind and how it destroys everything, the destructive nature of powerful wind. All right. So question, guys, what damage does wind cause in the poet's room? Quickly mention this answer in the chat box right away. Then we will proceed to the next part where he says that where he asks the readers to look at the description, and he also asks the wind to see what destruction has it caused. So since the wind was very powerful, so what it has wreaked havoc, right? So whenever there's a powerful wind. First tell me, guys, whenever there is a powerful wind, what falls down? First, the weak structures fall down. If your building is not meant properly with strong bricks, then your building is, it has the danger of collapsing. And that is why we always try to build our houses with the best possible cement, with the best possible wind, so that brick, so that it never has the danger of, collapsing. So the weak buildings, even if the building is old and it has become weak, right? So if it is not renovated, definitely it has the danger of falling down, crumbling down, right? So they these are the destruction caused by the wind. So definitely we can say that in the initial part, the poet is referring to a wind as a small child, right, who is playing just as a small child does, softly as it is coming, right? So he wants the wind to come softly, he's asking the wind to come softly. And in the later part, it's destructive like a youth, just as a young boy or a girl who is full of energy, full of vigor, violence, destruction. So that is compared with somewhere or the other, that can be compared with youth, which is violent, which is very full of energy, boisterous, right? So yes, full of vigor. And then proceeding to stanza 2, he says, he repeats the word crumbling a lot of times. So why is this word crumbling repeated? For the sake of emphasis. Now what is the crumbling wind doing? The crumbling wind is making huge destruction, but what are the things which are getting destructed? Very important, make a note, those things which are weak, right? So the writer is saying that the wind, when it's very powerful, it leads to the breakage of everything. But again, it does not lead to the breakage of very strong things. Remember that. Houses which are weak fall. Doors which are weak fall. The beams on the roof of the buildings are supported. They also fall. All the wooden structures fall. So basically, the structures which are weak crumble down, right? So he's saying everything crumbles, everything that is weak reacts. So this part is very important. That is, one second. That is weak. Okay, everything that is weak. This part you need to note down. Very important. So the poet says that whenever, so this can be taken, interpreted symbolically. So far we were just looking at the physical surface or the literal surface. Now we will gradually delve into the symbolic meaning. And the poet says whenever a weak person is facing adversity or challenge, he breaks down and falls. But strong person, on the other hand, he is, he gains more strength and he comes out shining when he is faced with adversity, right? So so that is why what happens is, a wind, when a fire is burning, if the fire is weak, the wind is going to extinguish that fire, put it down, right? But if the fire is strong enough, with that wind, what is it going to do? It is going to burn even more. Similarly, if we are strong enough, if we become strong, nothing can destroy us. Even in the face of adversity, we will stand strong, and the adversities will make us even more stronger in life. That is exactly what I asked you at the beginning of the session, that if you have faced any adversity in your life, any challenges in your life, what impact has the challenge made? Let me give you a very simple example. For example, you go to a job interview. Now you will be facing interviews as well very soon when you pass out 11th 12th, after maybe 10th 11th 12th, 3 years, just 3 years, right? So very soon we will start doing that. So many times you will see you have to face rejection in the interview. So that is what? That is, take it as adversity, take it as a challenge. So that challenge should not weaken you, right? What should you do? You should stay stronger and learn from that challenge. So that challenge should be acting as a motivating force to you, and so that when you face the next interview, you become even strong. You mentally, physically, psychologically, every way, from every aspect, you become strong. So that first first challenge of getting rejected has made you even stronger, and then you in the next one you clear it out and come out with flying colors. So that is exactly what the poet is talking about. Like that, I gave you just a practical example from your life, right? So this is how you're going to inculcate this wonderful message in your life as well. So, question for you guys: what does crumbling suggests in the poem Wind? Please do let me know in the chat box right away. Next stanza, the poet is addressing wind as God, and he is saying that the powerful God of wind winnows. That means he sifts all the people, and those people who are weak, they fall down. Have you ever seen winnowing of a grain? So people, when they winnow the grain, they actually want to, exclude the unnecessary part, right? Similarly, the wind god, he is raising wind to a higher pedestal over here, and he's saying that wind god is acting as a winnow. So we all are being winnowed, right? So all those who are weak, so when the strong wind is blowing, all those who are weak are going to fall down, and the world is going to be only left with people who are strong, right? So here, as I told you, comparison is made between wheat and people, metaphor. All right. Just like we winnow the wheat to separate the grain from chaff. So as I told you, have you ever seen winnowing? This is winnowing. Okay. So the grain is separated from chaff. The wind god also separates strong people from weak people. So whenever a strong wind is blowing, the things that are weak, that will crumble down. So what we need to do is we need to gather our strength so that we survive. Question, very, very, very important question, guys. This can come in your exam as well. So I want all of you to answer this right away. Okay? This is a very important question. Okay? So I'm writing here important so that you don't overlook or ignore this. So what is winnowing? What according to the wind does the wind god winnow? Very, very, very important. So basically you need to talk about the literal level as well as the symbolic level. Okay, so I have already talked about, please, whenever you are answering any question from this, try and get into the symbolic level as much as possible, as and where it is needed, right? Without answering for the symbolic level, your answer would remain incomplete. Very important point, please note this. Next is the poet in the last stanza wants us to make friends with the wind, and wind symbolically, what is it? Adversities in our life. So if we make friendship with the adversities, we will never be, we will never what should I say? Uh, we will never have to face downfall in our life. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted to say, right? So that is what the poet is saying, that we need to make friends with our adversities, with our challenge. If we are having friendship with our challenges, if we take our challenges positively in our life, we will shine brighter. We will never, never, never fall down. That is exactly what the poet is meaning over here, right? So problems are going to come. They are inevitable part of our life. Similarly, just as wind, no matter how much you pray to wind not to come, it is going to come, definitely. But we need to be prepared. We need to build our houses strong. Similarly, we need to build ourselves very strong symbolically, right? So strong homes, strong doors, symbolically represented. Symbolically, you can ask, you can definitely equate with your strength, right? You need to make your constitution strong, right? So that no matter how much adversities come, you get frightened by the adversities rather than falling down. Just as the fire that is burning, weak fire is going to extinguish, but the strong fire is going to even burn more with the wind, aided with the wind. Similarly, we also need the same kind of strength. So even in adversities, the adversities should make us shine brighter, right? Question: what kinds of houses should we build to withstand the power of wind? very. So here also, when you are talking about the houses, you are talking about the literal meaning. Definitely you are talking about the literal meaning, but at the same time, what does the poet mean by houses? That also you need to talk. So symbolic meaning as well. That means ourselves. We need to talk about ourselves, our strength. Okay? So whenever you have been asked this question, please refer to the symbolic meaning as well. That is going to really enrich your answer. So do not forget this very important tip, guys. Okay? So next is, he says that we should also make our bodies strong and hearts firm. So that is exactly what I was telling you right now, to face these challenges. And then once we are strong enough, definitely the challenges will seem as our friends, right? Sometimes you become thankful to the challenges in your life. So think about a situation where you actually had been thankful. Okay, thank God I faced this. Otherwise, I would never have explored this kind of opportunity. Isn't that true, guys? Haven't you ever, realized this fact? Many now, many a times you will realize till your life is, you have to experience much in your life, and now, right, many things are yet to come, right? So definitely you will experience, you will see that in some point of our life, you will see that, oh my God, this which I looked at something as negative, it actually seemed to be a blessing in disguise, right? So challenges are nothing but blessings in disguise, right? Because these challenges will help you shine brighter in life. So what should we do to make friends with the wind? Very important. Again, talk about the symbolic layer as well. Next, the fifth stanza, he is keeping the wind on the pedestal. He is comparing wind to God. He says that wind is God and we should praise wind every day. He adds that everything which is weak gets finished off in the face of the strong wind. All the things that are strong flourish and grow and become even more stronger. He is giving a very important message that we should all never feel bad of whatever we are facing. But whenever we face challenges and adversities, we should take it positively. We should think that these are the challenges and these are the adversities which is going to shape our personality. Think about any important personality in your life whom you admire and who is your idol, and think about the challenges that they have gone through. Think about our freedom fighters, है ना? So whoever you admire. So now you tell me in the chat box right away. Tell me about a personality whom you admire, and think about the challenges and mention the challenges that he had faced in his life. And don't you think that it is the challenge? The challenges itself are, have paved the way to their success and made that person shape the personality which today you admire. Don't you think so, guys? So we should make ourselves physically as well as mentally strong in order to face these challenges. And once we are strong enough, we will overcome the challenges, we will become friends, and we will become happy, as I told you, that we had these challenges, because we have become better and stronger. Without challenges, you remain weak. The challenges make you stronger. The challenges make you bold. The challenges give you confidence, right? So this is the vocabulary. So any word which you cannot understand, you can go through this slide and, take care of the vocabulary part as well. Next is, all of you have understood the poem, I think, very well. Now we will start with the important question answers, and let us look at the approach that we need to follow when we talk about the question answers. So before that, let me talk about something which is very important, because your exams are around the corner. So people are facing a lot of problems, guys, that we have come to know. So yes, doubts, you have so many doubts, hardly a reliable source to solve them. Notes, do not have proper notes. Tests and assignments, even if you have, you are not able to follow properly, you're not able to do it properly. Why? Because you lack concept clarity. Competitive exams, you do need guidance, but you are not getting proper guidance. Choice of schedule, choice of language, again being the major issues that you face. But don't worry, all your problems are solved in our platform. Doubts which so longer was remaining unsolved and it was getting piled up is now solved by our amazing group of master teachers, as well as team of master teachers, as well as class teachers. Minded guys, class teachers are only and only specialized for this area, so definitely you can see how each and every need of yours is taken care of. Notes after each session, assignment after each session, tests, monthly tests we do conduct along with the performance report, where you can analyze your shortcomings and weaknesses and strengths. And definitely you need to work upon your weaknesses. So yes, if you want a revision on a particular chapter, that is also possible in our micro courses, guys. So long term batch, obviously you are enrolled, so there your preparation is going on in sync with your school curriculum in a structured way. But still, if you feel that I need another revision of this particular chapter to fill in the gap, that is also there, guys, in terms of micro course, which is going to solve your chapter wise problem. And then crash course is going to enable your revision of the entire syllabus. Performance report I already talked about, and the best part is personalized attention, which you are not getting in YouTube as well. So that is possible in our Vedantu platform, guys. And all this sitting at home, at your convenient place, at your convenient time, and at your convenient language. Isn't that amazing, guys? What you need to do is just visit this link, vdnt.in/5tpro. Then these are the options. Choose your grade, let's say 9th, CBSE, choose your board, and then you check out the details. Whatever I have said at length, all of them are here mentioned. Click on get subscription, and you have 3 types of subscription: 1 month, 3 month, and 6 months. And if you ask me, the recommended one would be yes, 6 months. Why? Because here you need to pay the payment that you are giving here in 6 months. If you pay for 1 month each for 6 months, you end up paying more than what you're paying altogether for 6 months, one time payment, right? So that is going to cost you less, right? So yes, some kind of savings that you do here, and that is only at 9774.15. That comes to 9 rupee per class, not more than that, not more than 10 rupee per class, guys. So that is quite reasonable. So what you need to do is just visit this link and use the coupon code SWREPRO to avail 15% off, guys. 15% off only and only for you. This platform is completely designed to suit your needs, guys. So I'm looking forward to see you subscribe very soon and become a part of our Vedantu family and give us the opportunity to take you to the top. Right, so now we will enter into the question answer session. We will start with the significance of the title, Wind. So when we talk about title, of course, we talk about the theme as well. So both are intimately related to each other. So wind is a powerful force initially that is breaking everything. It pokes fun at the weaklings. So remember, weaklings. So it crumbles all that are weak. But wind makes the strong even stronger. Give the example of fire, right? It blows out weak fires. As I told you, it extinguishes weak fires. But the one which is strong, that burns even more fiercely. So similarly, if you are strong enough, you will be brightened, your personality will be shaped, as I told you, as I gave you many examples as well. Wind inspires us to face the challenges, and we should be strong enough to face all our hardships with courage. That is exactly what wind is talking about. With that, we will enter into the next phase, that is poetic devices. Very, very, very important. 2 or 3 poetic devices I already mentioned before when I was teaching. Right now, we will talk about the rhyme scheme. The entire poem is written in free verse, no rhyme scheme. So, it is written in free verse. Okay? Okay, so next is the first poetic device, anaphora. So lines 2, 3, 4 begin with don't. So that is a repetition. What is anaphora? When a word is repeated at the start of 2 or more consecutive lines. Many of you are very confused about the poetic devices. So guys, I have already done poetic devices separately. Also, you can check that out, check that video out, where I have covered major poetic devices, not all, but very common ones. So you can check that out. And also, I have completed, I deal with poetic devices after each poem. So no need to worry, guys. 6, 7, 8 again begins with you. So again, a repetition, and that is anaphora. Personification, of course, I mentioned this fact that wind has been personified. So attribution of human qualities, and he has also been exalted to the stature of, God. Repetition, crumbling, I told you, I mentioned this part that it's repeated for the sake of emphasis. Alliteration, again, we see wind, winnows, won't, want. So these are the major poetic devices used in the poem. Symbolism, yes, the last one is symbolism. So wind is definitely taken as a symbol. As I told you, this poem is, if we explore deeply, this poem is having a deep symbolic meaning. So wind is a symbol of adversities of our life. Going to important question answers. What challenges are posed by wind in the life of the poet and common man? So when we talk about the challenges posed by wind, again we need to talk about the symbolic meaning also. So we need to add the symbolic meaning, don't forget that, right? So wind disrupts our everyday life, literally. Accompanying with rain, definitely what are the impediments that it causes that you need to mention at length. Similarly, here let's see, this is talking about the symbolic meaning. Okay, so the problems which can arise from nowhere, right? For frail people, literally and metaphorically, wind creates barriers. Winds do not let a frail body or frail mind survive. So again, wind, when we are talking about wind, we are talking about our hardship and challenges metaphorically, right? So if we need to have that power, we need to have that potential, we need to develop that strength, right? Then we need to make friendship with our challenges finally. Then it will act as our friend and not be a threat to us. Next question. What advice does the poet offer to the people? So wind is very powerful, definitely wreaking havoc actually, but then it brings clouds and mocks at weak. Okay? But the poet is not dismayed. Why? Because he thinks that people should build strong houses, right? So that is the advice that the poet is giving, right? So strong houses here, strength actually symbolically means the challenges, the hardships, which makes us strong. It should make us strong, right? So problems and obstacles which are dealt without fear. And with that, we come to the last question, which is your homework question. How does the poet use wind as a symbol in relation to? So basically, this is the symbolic meaning of the poem that you need to talk about in your homework question. So do comment on the homework question in the comment section. Do not forget it. And yes, guys, if you have liked the video, do not forget to hit the like button. Okay, and do support us by subscribing to the channel just as you have done for the previous one. And really, I'm looking forward to see you all in the Vedantu classes very soon. So choose your grade, choose your board, check out the details, click on get subscription, and then you have 3 types of subscription. As I told you, the highly recommended one would be the 6-month subscription. So what you need to do is just visit vdnt.in/ytpro, use the coupon code SWREPRO. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, do not forget to hit the like button, to comment, and also do not forget to comment on the homework question. Yes. And do not forget to share the video as much as possible. Do subscribe, do share your love and support just as you have done for the Hindi channel. So this is our channel which is only and only on your popular demand. So bye bye, take care, see you again in the next session. Bye bye.